Thank you for choosing the SNL Fan Podcast. I'm your host, just some guy named Jay. And what we'll be talking about in this one is Jay Leno, no longer, of Jimmy Fallon taking over for Jay Leno. And I know you're thinking, that's not really SNL news, that's the Tonight Show news, but Jimmy Fallon was an ex-SNL cast member, and so we talk about these things on this podcast. But before I do that, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Boom Boom Bang. He's a rapper with a hot new single called Freaky Noize. And I'm going to put the link in the information box below. It's definitely a strip club anthem, something real raunchy, and you definitely want to check that out. If you're interested, definitely click the link in the information box. Mr. Boom Boom Bang, check him out. All right, now I don't even have any notes on this one, and I'm gonna try not to ramble too long, like I did before. So I'm gonna make it short and simple to the point. Jay Leno, as you all know, you've all heard the news that after the Olympics in 2014, Jimmy Fallon is taking over the Tonight Show. And Jay Leno is finally stepping down, and I guess maybe for good this time, because the big wigs want to get rid of him, get rid of the old guy so they can put a younger guy in there who can draw a younger audience, and they're thinking that definitely Jimmy would do that. Jay Leno, I guess your time is up. He was good, he's funny, but I guess good things got to come to an end eventually, And what would I like to say? Jimmy Fallon. I know you guys are gonna hate me on this. I'm just gonna state my honest opinion. I never was a big Jimmy Fallon fan. He got on my nerves during his tenure on SNL a lot by breaking character and laughing too much. Now he should definitely do that on the Tonight Show. That type of stuff is good because Johnny Carson them used to do that. Used to break the skits down and stuff. That's cool. Jimmy Fallon though, he's definitely no Johnny Carson. He's not even a Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien, oh my God, I definitely think he should have had that. Should have been the host of the Tonight Show. He's doing good on TBS. So I guess who cares? But Jimmy Fallon, I barely watch his show. Jimmy Fallon's like a harmless comedian that women like him, children like him. He's like a Kevin Hart kind of. He's like a chicks comic. He's now when I say cute, no homo first of all, but when I say cute, I don't mean in looks. I mean cute as in like smile at the camera and giggle and things like that. I mean, little cutesy things. That's what Jimmy Fallon does, in my opinion. He when he was on the show, I felt like he just wasn't. When he was on SNL, I felt like he wasn't one of the strongest players, but everybody liked him. He's like one of those. Andy Samberg is one of those audience pleasing guys. So is Adam Sandler. But I definitely like Andy Samberg, and Adam Sandler. He did his thing on SNL. I definitely like his movies though. I don't know. I guess if I look at his show because I actually I like The Roots, of course. But Jimmy Fallon, like I guess I see little clips on YouTube and things like that. I never really watch his show because I'm just not. He's just not my guy. I'm just not feeling him like that. I mean, and you know what? When he was on SNL, I didn't hate him. But I really didn't like him either. Kind of like Molly Shannon. I didn't hate her, but I just felt like she was kind of overrated. This overrated. People like them too much, and people put them in the spotlight too much. I actually thought he was going to have a very good movie career. But that wasn't happening. I'm not gonna. I didn't really mean to just go on and on and on about how much I don't really like Jimmy. Well, let me say not like him, just not really feeling him that much. But definitely post your opinions. What do you think? Do you think this is a good move? I think this is definitely a good move to get younger viewers. I guess they're going to compete with Jimmy Kimmel and this and that. And I really don't even keep up with the late night guys. It's just I'm in and out when I do look at them. You know, if I'm hanging around, or if I'm still looking, flipping through channels or still available at that time, yeah, I'll check them out. Conan O'Brien was always my guy. You know, I always really, really enjoyed looking at Conan O'Brien. But Jimmy Fallon, I don't know. Maybe I got to look at some more things of him to really gauge it. But he's just not doing it for me. And when he was on Weekend Update with Tina Fey, I always wanted him to I felt like he was slowing Tina Fey down. Like, I felt like Tina Fey just had a good little rhythm and her jokes were always hitting. And then you flashed to Jimmy, and it seemed like Jimmy didn't understand what he was reading. Like, I always got that sense, like he didn't get the joke himself. Like so he didn't know how to deliver it. You know, like that's what I was kind of getting that sense with Jimmy. Like there's a really funny joke on the cue card, and he doesn't know why it's funny, and he's just kind of just saying it, you know. But people liked him. You know. I'm just one of those guys that don't really get it. You know. More power to him. But definitely they're saying that Seth Meyers is going to take over for Jimmy Fallon. Now that I will see. I definitely would like to see a Seth Meyers talk show. You know, at least for the first 2-3 weeks until I get tired of it. I definitely think that Seth Meyers would do a better job than Jimmy at being a talk show host. And I think that, and the reason I say that is even I like to see Seth Meyers go back and forth with the people that the commentary, people that do the commentaries and stuff on Weekend Update. And Seth Meyers kind of goes back and forth with those people, like Stefan and things like that, and Cecily Strong's the girl you wish you wouldn't have started a conversation with at a party. You know, like that makes me think that he'd definitely be good at this. You know, and his jokes are straight to the punch. He has a better delivery than Jimmy Fallon when it comes to reading those jokes. I definitely think Seth Meyers would make a very good talk show host. You know, and I think he would ask some good questions too. Now Conan O'Brien doesn't really ask good questions, but Conan O'Brien, it's kind of like there's setups for jokes. That's what I like about it. Like, Conan O'Brien could just make a joke out of anything, and I don't think Jimmy Fallon he's not as skilled as Conan O'Brien at just making jokes out of anything. But I think Seth Meyers, with his improv background, could definitely pull that off. Like they could just go back and forth with the host. And make some, back and forth with the guest and come up with some funny banter. Now, one thing I will give Jimmy this. I do like that he does little characters and little impersonations on his show. Like, I did like Jimmy's impersonations. Now, I will give him that. I like those. And I do like that he does that on late night. But I don't see Seth Meyers doing that. Which, that's going to be kind of a bummer. But I kind of see Seth Meyers one of those guys where other people will be doing skits and he'll kind of be saying something. Like, kind of Conan O'Brien does that. Like, they'll have like some weird guy in the audience saying something. The guy in the audience is actually an actor or some improv guy. He's not really some guy in the audience for real. You know what I'm saying? And I think Seth Meyers will have a lot of those. I don't see Seth Meyers getting up and doing little skits and things like that, and little gags and things. I don't see that. It seems like Seth Meyers is too much of a straight guy, too much of a suit and tie wearing guy to break out of that, But that's just my opinion on it. What are your opinions? You think this is good news, or who cares? Feel free to post your comments in the comment box below. And then, speaking of information box, I'm gonna put that Mr. Boom Boom Bang song in the information box below. And you definitely check that out. It's called Freaky Noize. Alright? That's all I like to say. I'm just some guy named Jay. And that's news to me.